أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك عليه وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أصحابه وأحبابه ومن استنى بسنته واقتفى أثره ودعا بدعوته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him and we seek His aid and forgiveness, and we seek refuge in Allah from the evils of ourselves and bad deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, no one can mislead, and whomsoever Allah led astray, there is no guidance for him. I bear witness and testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his last messenger, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And to proceed, my brothers and sisters, we are about to start the final days and nights of Ramadan, the last 10 days of Ramadan, the days of Laylat al-Qadr. It is reported in Sahih al-Bukhari and in Sahih Imam Muslim from the narration of the mother of the believers, Aisha radiallahu anha. She said that Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, when the last 10 days of Ramadan start, she said alayhi salatu wassalam, he used to, she said, يشد المئزر ويوقظ أهله ويحيي ليله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He used to tighten his lower garment صلى الله عليه وسلم and to wake his wives up to worship and to pray. And he صلى الله عليه وسلم used to stay awake the entire night, busy in worship صلى الله عليه وسلم. So tightening his lower garments, the scholars of Islam said it is a metaphoric meaning. It has a metaphoric meaning. It means that he used to be very active. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He used to be at his best, alayhi salatu wassalam, active day and night, fulfilling every obligation and offering every nafl, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And some scholars said tightening his lower garment, it means he used to stay away from any relationship with his wives, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, any sexual relationships with his wife, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That means he is focusing on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during these 10 days, the final 10 days of Ramadan. The reason the Prophet ﷺ used to be focusing on the final 10 days of Ramadan, and he's not only focusing on himself, he's, as Aisha narrated, used to wake his wives up. He makes sure that every family member is also investing every minute and every second in these final days of Ramadan in Allah's worship. So he used to care about himself and to care about others, alayhi salatu wassalam. He used to share that khair with his family members, alayhi salatu wassalam, and used to stay awake the entire night, investing every minute and every night in Allah's worship, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the reason of that, he was seeking the reward and the blessings and the light and the acceptance of Laylat al-Qadr. Our Prophet ﷺ even used to make i'tikaf every single year. He made i'tikaf in the first 10 days of Ramadan, in the beginning. Then Jibreel alayhi salam came to him and told him, what you are looking for is still ahead of you, still in front of you. So the Prophet ﷺ made i'tikaf in the middle 10 days of Ramadan, seeking the reward of Laylat al-Qadr. But Jibreel came to him and told him, what you are looking for is still ahead of you, still in front of you. So the Prophet ﷺ started to make his i'tikaf in the final 10 days of Ramadan, after he got to know that Laylat al-Qadr in the final 10 nights of Ramadan. So the Prophet ﷺ in these 10 days and nights used to be at his best, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We all knew that Jibreel alayhi salam used to come to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to review the Quran with him every Ramadan once. But in the final Ramadan of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he reviewed the Quran with him twice. And Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam used to make i'tikaf the final 10 days of Ramadan every single year. In the final year of his life, he made 20 days, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And 1 year he missed i'tikaf, so he made up his i'tikaf in the month of Shawwal, because the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the sunnah of Rasulullah alayhi wasallam, if he started an action of worship, he will affirm this action of worship all his life in his schedule. He will never start an action of worship, then stop it after that. So even if he missed a sunnah or a preferable action of worship that he used to do, he makes it up, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after that. So 1 year he missed the i'tikaf, so he made up al-i'tikaf after Ramadan, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was he was steady in his worshiping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The brothers need to know, first of all, that i'tikaf is not an obligation, is not a mandatory. I'tikaf is a preferable action of worship, is nafl. So the person who is able to make i'tikaf, he should do that, because the reward of i'tikaf is great. So imagine if you have time and you stay in the masjid only to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing nothing else except worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'tikaf is to focus on one thing and to do nothing but it. So to enter the masjid in the day, the 20th of Ramadan, before Maghrib prayer, to have the night of 21st inside the masjid, and to stay inside the masjid from this night until the Maghrib prayer of the day of the moon sighting of Shawwal at the end of the month. To stay in the masjid, doing what? To focus on what? Number one, when you are in i'tikaf, you will able to join every jama'ah prayer from the 5 mandatory prayers. So you will be in every salah, fajr, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, isha in jama'ah from the first takbirah to taslim. You will never come late and you will never miss one of these salawat. So your salah is multiplied in its reward to 27 degrees, as Prophet Muhammad said, alayhi salatu wassalam, and in Ramadan, the multiplication is different. This is the normal multiplication, that every jama'ah prayer is multiplied by 27 degrees, or elevated 27 degrees. But in Ramadan, the reward is different. In the last 10 days of Ramadan, the reward is different. So you will catch the mandatory prayers. Also, you will catch every nafl. You pray the 12 rak'at around the mandatory prayers, 2 after, 2 before Fajr and 4 before Dhuhr, and 2 or 4 after, and you can do the 2 after Maghrib, 2 after Isha, and you will be able also to do after rak'at before Asr. As Prophet Muhammad said, alayhi salam, may Allah have mercy on the one who offered 4 rak'at before Asr, and also be able to pray duha prayer, and you'll never miss it, because you are in the masjid doing nothing except worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also you will be able to recite the morning remembrance and the afternoon remembrance, the morning remembrance between Fajr and sunrise, and the afternoon remembrance between Asr and Maghrib. You will be able to pray duha every single day. You will never miss it. You will be able to pray the Taraweeh every single night. And when you pray the Taraweeh prayer with the Imam from the first rak'ah to last rak'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you as if you prayed the entire night, from the beginning of the night to the end of the night. If you started the salah with the Imam from the first rak'ah to the last rak'ah, which is al-watr, Allah will give you reward as if you prayed the entire night. So imagine if you are in the masjid, you will never miss your dua at the Maghrib time. You will never miss your recitation of the Quran, and you will be able to finish the Quran more than once, because you are doing nothing inside the masjid except that. worship in Allah, and you will do a tahajjud, the late night prayer. Also, you will make a tahajjud. You will be able to make dua in the sahar. You will make your suhoor and iftar with your Muslim brothers, and you will stay away from haram. And this is a very important thing. That when you are inside the masjid doing nothing but the worship of Allah, you will never be distracted by any haram. You're not going to be mixing yourself with disobedience, or you will never waste the time watching something wrong or hearing something wrong, or associating yourself with wrong people, or wasting your time. That will never happen when you are in i'tikaf. So absolutely, i'tikaf is very important for the soundness of the heart. If the person will focus in these 10 days in Allah's worship, and he will stay the entire night in the masjid between Taraweeh prayer, praying Maghrib and Isha, praying the Taraweeh prayer, the late night prayer. He will be reciting the Quran, reciting the remembrance of Allah, and making dua. His heart will be sound, and the iman will be strong, and the person will come out of Ramadan in the best condition ever. So it is important for the one who will enter al-i'tikaf and he wants the complete reward of i'tikaf is to enter from day number 20 of Ramadan, before Maghrib prayer, to have the complete reward of al-i'tikaf, and to stay inside the masjid and not to get out, except if there is a serious need, until you stay inside the masjid until the moon of Shawwal is sighted, and then you pray the Maghrib prayer, then you leave your i'tikaf. And you need the intention of i'tikaf to make i'tikaf, that you are focusing and investing all your time in Allah's worship in the last 10 days of Ramadan inside the masjid. And the i'tikaf must be in the masjid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تُبَاشِرُهُنَّ وَأَنْتُمْ عَاكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. Allah said in the Quran, don't have any special or private relationship with your wife while you are making i'tikaf in al-masajid, inside the houses of worship. So i'tikaf is not in your own house. I'tikaf is not in your own bedroom. It must be in the masjid, and you must have the intention, because i'tikaf itself is an action of worship. Being inside the masjid for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an action of worship. So when you are inside the masjid waiting for every salah, you are in salah. So your time in i'tikaf from the first second to the last second is considered a time of salah, as if you are praying to Allah all the time, non-stop. So you get the reward of all that. So if a person inside his i'tikaf, he's not in al-i'tikaf to sleep or to take rest. No, you need to sleep little inside your i'tikaf. It doesn't mean that because you are in the masjid and you're not going to your work and you are far from your family members and friends, so that means it's time to rest. No, you are not there to rest. You are there to be active and to worship Allah and to put effort, daytime and nighttime. So you should avoid sleeping too much, and also you should avoid wasting the time chatting with people, or following social media, or texting and staying on phone with others. You are in the masjid for Allah, and every moment should be spent to please Allah and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also one of the things that Muslims should not do in i'tikaf is to bother others. If a group of people inside the masjid for the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's not proper for any Muslim brother to argue with somebody or to be angry for anything related to this dunya. You are there for better spirituality, and for your heart to be sound, and for your iman to be stronger, to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to gain piety, to attain piety, and to earn the multiplied reward, and to win the blessings and the reward and the acceptance of Laylatul Qadr. You are not there to waste your time with anyone, even if somebody caused the problem, or he tried to distract you. You remind yourself that you are a fasting person, you are Ramadan, you are seeking the reward of Laylat al-Qadr, you are in i'tikaf, so you remind yourself with that. If a person in his i'tikaf, he can get out of his i'tikaf if there is a serious need. For instance, if you are in i'tikaf for 10 days, you need food. So if you have somebody brings food to you, so you don't need to get out for that reason. If the masjid is providing food for those who are in i'tikaf, so you don't need to get out for that. But let's say if somebody is making i'tikaf in the masjid and nobody to bring food to him, and a masjid is not providing food, so he has right to go out to buy food for himself. He can live without food or water. If somebody ran out of medication, for instance, medication that he takes during the night, so that means if nobody bringing this medication to him, he can go out for that reason also. Also, you can go out to use bathroom if you are in a masjid without bathroom. Now, all the masajid, alhamdulillah, they have equipped with this need. But let's say, for hypothetically, if a person living in a place in a masjid and the bathroom is outside the masjid, so in this case, he will go outside the masjid for that reason. Also, to get out to get shower if there is no shower in the masjid. So if the person needed a shower and he doesn't have a shower in the facility, he can leave the masjid to take the shower and to come back immediately. And if he went out for reason, he need to finish what he went out for and to come back immediately without wasting any time or visiting any person or doing other than what he went out for. So for instance, if you are in i'tikaf, you cannot go out just to visit a friend, even a sick person. Visiting a sick person is an action of worship, and visiting a relative or a friend is an action of worship. If you are doing it as a religious action for the sake of Allah, seeking the reward of Allah. But while you are in i'tikaf, you don't go out for this. Also, while you are in i'tikaf, you don't go out for janazah, for instance. You don't go out for janazah. You stay in the masjid, and if the janazah in the masjid, you pray the janazah prayer, then let those who are not in i'tikaf to take the janazah in the graveyard, but you don't go out of the masjid for this reason. And the wives of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam used to bring his food sallallahu alayhi wasallam to the masjid sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And one day his wife Safiya came to him during the night in his i'tikaf, and the Prophet ﷺ took her back to the house. He left i'tikaf to walk his wife back to the house. And the reason of that, the serious need of her walking during the night time. So when she came to the masjid during the night and she needed to go home, the Prophet ﷺ did not let her go home by herself. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He walked beside his wife until she arrived to the door of the house, and then he came back to his i'tikaf. So getting out of i'tikaf is not permissible except if there is a need. And if there is a need, the person can go out and fulfill the need and come back immediately. So in order for the i'tikaf to be valid and accepted, it must be done by the Muslims and the believers. And people started to invite people of other faith to some masajid to stay in the i'tikaf and stuff like that. And i'tikaf as an action of worship will not be accepted except from the believers who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And i'tikaf should not be wasted in anything other than the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praying the prayer, reciting the remembrance, making the dua, and reading the Quran, and stay away from haram. This is the job of the mu'takif, and any other righteous action, it could be done by any other person, not mu'takif. If somebody wants to introduce Islam to non-Muslims or to give da'wah, mu'takif is inside the masjid doing what he is doing. And also, i'tikaf should be to a person who is at least mumayyiz. When the person reaches the age of puberty, he is responsible for the obligations of the deen. But whoever is under the age of puberty, but he is in the age of tamyiz. Tamyiz, it means he knows what he's doing. He knows right from wrong. You can say somebody in the age of 7, 8, 9, they can join i'tikaf as long as they will behave and they will be trained under the supervision of their fathers or brothers or any relative to also get benefit from i'tikaf. It's okay for somebody under the age of puberty or to participate in i'tikaf as long as he's not just a little kid playing around. So i'tikaf is not for somebody who's 3 years old or 2 years old and 4 years old. I'tikaf for the one who will understand the meaning of i'tikaf and get the benefit of i'tikaf, and that starts from 7, 8 years old and up, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And also i'tikaf is requires purification. So if a woman has menstruation, she cannot make i'tikaf. If she has the postpartum also blood, she cannot make i'tikaf. And anyone in a state of sexual impurity cannot make i'tikaf. And if somebody is sleeping inside the masjid and he got a wet dream or something like that, he need immediately to go to take a shower to continue his i'tikaf if this is happen out of hand. So it's very important for those who are in i'tikaf to know that and to make sure that they are targeting a great target, and they are in a race to win the big prize, which is the reward of Laylatul Qadr. If a person got a chance to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Laylatul Qadr, his reward will be multiplied as if he worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for more than 83 years. Imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. So the reward of Laylatul Qadr is more than the reward of worshiping Allah, is worshiping Allah in more than 1,000 months. He did not say it is equal to 1,000 months. He said it is more than worshiping Allah for 1,000 months. It is more than 83 years. So if somebody got Laylatul Qadr one time in his life, that means he doubled his life, or maybe more than double his life. So if we really believe in that, so we will try as much as we able to be among the winners and to do our best. And for those who are not able to make i'tikaf, you still can do everything from wherever you are. And even some imams, they move from masjid to recite Tarawih here and to recite other days in different places, and other even people are moving to raise money for the masajid and the Islamic schools and Islamic universities and charity organizations. And there are people who cannot quit work or take any vacations. It's not easy for everybody to make i'tikaf, but also you can do everything the mu'takif is doing from your place. Yes, you're not going to get similar reward as his, but at least you'll come very close. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, saddidu wa qaribu. Saddidu wa qaribu, it means, saddid, it means try to hit the target. Always try to hit the target. And if you are not able to hit the target, come as close as possible. Come as close as possible. So saddidu means score the goal. Hit the target. وَقَارِبُ, it means if you are not able to hit the target, come as close as possible. Do it to the best of your ability. If you're not able to be 100%, be 99, 95, 91, 90, but don't be like those who do whether 100 or 0. No, if you are not able to do 100, come as close as possible. So these 10 days are very important for every Muslim. Don't lose them and try as much as you're able to be at your best and help others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the reward and the blessings and the light of Laylatul Qadr and the acceptance of Laylatul Qadr and the guidance of Laylatul Qadr. Allahumma ameen. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us His forgiveness and to bestow His mercy upon us subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to make us at the end of Ramadan among the winners and to protect us from being among the losers. Allahumma ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد، والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. May Allah reward you for listening.